everybody, what's going on? Today we got an amazing show for you. The boys are off the show today. They're doing firework things, but we have a special guest. And I know people aren't showing, and we're going to shoot the shit and all that, but this dude is the reason why Dr. Giggles is here today. He'll tell me to shut the F up every time, but he is the reason why you have Dr. Giggles today. We're going to go through the 20-year history. We're going to go talk about how he started. We're going to just ask all kinds of questions. We're going to talk about whatever it is, wrestling, music, whatever. I don't know. He's the first official guest on the podcast. Let's give it up for the one, the only, JSCRUB.
What up, y'all?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, you know.
It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I seen that beautiful face. It was what, Lethal Weekend last year was the
Yep.
Yeah, Lethal Weekend was the last time that we hung out. We got to stop that shit, bro.
For sure.
Hey,
just so you know, we were actually talking about coming out to Six Flags, Maryland. So,
well, let me tell you, I don't know if you know this. You better go this year.
Oh, yeah?
Because November of this year, it's closing forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Six Flags is closing that park forever.
We might take that opportunity then.
Yeah, because like I said, you got to get there before November because I've been there a couple times. Their haunted houses, when they do Fright Fest, when I went, decent. Not amazing, but decent. The problem that park has is it's near Washington, D.C., and I don't know if you ever hear about that park in the news, but there's always fights breaking out. It was really a rundown park. It seemed to have gotten a little bit better, but they didn't really invest much money, and they've been ripping rides out. They still got a bunch of rides, but this is it. This is the...
So, just being honest, the only reason we want to go is my kid wants to ride that, whatever the one is that's like X-Flight.
Oh, yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
Because that one, it's exactly like X-Flight. It was just like the one on Geauga Lake when we went.
Yep.
Just like that. It's just like the one that's, well, they got rid of it. They had one at Carowinds, and they ripped theirs out.
Yeah. We were actually looking at Carowinds because he's like, oh, it's at Carowinds. And I'm like, I thought they took it out. But
yeah, I think it was like a year or two ago. I think they took it
out. We found it in Maryland. So
yeah, like I said, if he wants to get that, you got to do it this year, and try to look to see before you go when you're planning. I mean, you can't predict what happens with a ride. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. But they should have all the parts to fix it because I'm sure you know this. Six Flags and Cedar Fair merged. They're one company.
Yep.
So you could potentially have that, the parts. That's like, you ever hear Dorney Park? That's in Allentown, PA.
Probably, yeah, okay.
It's owned by Cedar Fair. That's not closing yet. But you remember the free fall ride that was at Geauga Lake?
Yeah.
I forgot what they called it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You had that, that 4 across. It just went up and then down, and then you landed up on your back.
Oh,
straight shot,
kind of like the demon drop.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
that. Here's a little cool fun fact for anybody that cares. Maybe you don't, but in Rhode Island we used to have a amusement park called Rocky Point. So when that park closed, that went to Geauga Lake, the free fall.
Okay.
Then when Geauga Lake, it went to Cedar Point. Then Cedar Point got rid of it.
I was at Cedar Point already had one. That's where I rode it first.
Well, it went there because for plots. Then Cedar Fair got rid of it, and then they sent it with all the parts. It's a Frankenstein version of Cedar Fair, Geauga Lake, and Rocky Point between the cars and the track. It's just a Frankenstein.
That's funny.
Because Intamin doesn't make that anymore. That's the company who makes it.
Right. It looked old back in the day, so I'm sure.
They call it right. What they call it now is the first gen drop tower.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call it in the grand scheme of everything. But yeah, it's crazy. But I'm telling you, if you're gonna go, get it in this year, because if not, that might be the last one around. Actually, the Batman, the one like X-Flight, it might be the last one in the country.
It is.
Yeah. Once that goes, I don't think they're gonna relocate it. I don't know. A lot of those rides are going to get relocated to other parks.
What brought it up is that the Siren's Curse was built by the same people that built X-Flight.
Oh yeah.
And I guess it uses the same kind of shoulder straps.
Yeah. Who the hell is it?
I can't think of the name right now.
I don't know if it's Zamparella or not Zamparella. Come on, Josh. You know the giggles. You know these. I'm a useless book of information for theme parks. It's not Intamin. It's not.
It starts with an M, I think.
And Mora. No. It's not B&M. Hey, what's up, Sean Bedard? I can't remember, but it's in there because like it can't be like B&M. B&M is you remember Batman at Geauga Lake?
Well, yeah.
That's at that coast is now at the one in Virginia. Not Bush. What the hell is the one? King's Dominion.
King's Dominion. Yeah.
It's there, but a coaster like that, you could. I know you're not a coaster nerd, but if you want to kind of know a little bit more, you can look by how the track itself, the design, they're all different. Each company has their own trademark of how the track is.
Well, who built Top Thrill?
That was Intamin.
Who built
Now Top Thrill 2, it was redone by Zamparella, I think Zamparella or who the hell did it? Hi, Mom. Hang on. You know what? I'm just gonna look it up instead of playing
right.
Who manufactured Siren's Curse? Okay, it doesn't tell me. Oh, Vekoma.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they're the ones that make like.
I knew there was an M in there.
Yeah, so I think it was Vekoma is the one that did Top Thrill 2.
Yeah. Well, they also built X-Flight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because they make the boomerangs and all that.
And Siren's Curse, right? So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and matter of fact, remember when we were talking about this recently? Me, you, your wife. I don't know if my dad was there or not. Bought us all skip the line at Six Flags.
That was in.
We didn't we play a show at in Hartford at Webster?
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got a hotel.
Yep.
And then we went to Six Flags the next day.
Yep. With your dad. It was awesome. I'm telling you, we still talk about that to this day. Like, and that's been over 20 years ago.
Oh, I know. And the funny thing too, dude, my father's going with me and Jess on a wedding anniversary trip to Epic. He goes, he's turning 80 in November.
Oh man.
And he goes, this potentially could be my last hurrah going to a theme park. He goes, I don't know if my body, he hasn't been to one in like a year or two. So he doesn't know how his body's going to handle it.
Right.
We made the joke, even though we were kind of being serious and a joke about it. We go, because he went to the fireworks tent, talked to Jess and goes, if you die on this trip, we're just going to send you to the morgue, put you on ice. And then when we're done, we'll take you home. And, and it's not a route. It's like a joke, but
right.
Being serious, he's old and has a lot of health issues. So we don't know. So, but my father's thing was, he even said to me, he goes, if something happens, just send me there, go enjoy your trip. I don't want you to be miserable. I don't want you to be sad. I don't want nothing. Just go have fun. He goes, you spend a lot of money for this trip. He goes, and then when you're done with your trip, take care of me. He goes, I ain't going nowhere. I'd be dead. He's like, what am I going to do? He goes, just go have fun. He goes, I don't care. He goes, I would never want anybody to be crying over me when you're on vacation. I know it's easier said than done, but I'll just tell the morgue guy, I'll be there in a couple of days when my trip's done. Just put him on ice, burn him, whatever you want to do to him. It's just craziness. But anyway, so we're going to start this off. I keep saying this and you keep telling me to shut the F up all the time about because of you. And let me explain this in great detail. So everybody out there that watches this now, later, whatever.
I'm going to let you explain, but then I'm going to explain why it's not just me. So,
okay. So I remember we were talking. You messaged me. I don't even remember where you found my music. It's so long ago. I don't even know where my music was. I don't know if it was like mp3.com.
Philip Shirley sent me.
Who did?
Philip Shirley.
Oh, he sent it to you?
Yeah.
So I was always under the suspicion you found me.
Nope.
You brought attention to Phil, and then somehow got me signed on Riders.
So he used me at that time as like almost like a talent scout.
Yeah.
So I was going around looking for things and stuff like that. And I think I maybe did come across you.
Yeah.
But he sent me, it was you. Was it ONH Riders?
Yeah, because those are the ones I battled up against for the Mikey Clock contest.
And McNasty.
Yep.
And those were like the top 3. And we reached out to every single one of them. And then I think we had every single one of them. Yeah. I don't know if ONH Riders ever did anything. I don't remember.
The only thing I remember them doing was and the funny thing is being on the same label with them, I didn't even know who they were.
Right. Well, I mean,
like I knew who McNasty was. Remember Gash?
Yep.
Even Crossworm at some point was in the mix.
Yeah,
too.
he come in a little later on, but
yeah.
You had Gash, you had Illness.
Yep.
And then for some reason I want to say there was a group named Autopsy, but I'm not 100%.
I don't remember that, but I don't know.
Either way, Gash was pretty much like hit or miss. Like he'd just show up every once in a while. Like I don't know if he went to jail or what. Like, and if he finds this and he's watching this, fucking hit us up. But like,
yeah, I know. I haven't talked to that dude in a hot minute.
I'm saying, but I just remember Gash was very just unreliable, I guess, at the time.
Yeah.
And Illness at the time was just kind of like, doing some stuff, but then like it ended up being like 20 different members. It was like really crazy at one point. And I mean, I was even in it.
Yeah, I remember that. Back.
Yeah.
Years ago, dude.
Either way, he's using me as a talent scout. He sends me your music, and I want to say Chainsaws and Scalpels was the first song I listened to, and I was just blown away. I was like, yeah, this guy's really good. And not only that, you ended up being a workhorse. Like I remember, I was in high school at this time, and something went down with D12 and Psychopathic.
Well, that was, if you remember, I think it was, if I could have my story mixed up, but it wasn't like a Vans Warped Tour that D12 jumped Esham, and then that's when the big beef with them.
Yeah,
between D12 and Psychopathic, even though Esham, I don't think was on Psychopathic at the time.
No,
but he was just, he just been in the circuit.
Well, that's the thing. It was something to do with ABK or someone he knew or someone from like his crew or something like that got whooped by D12, and he was like, we need to, Philip Crazy, whatever, was like, we need to respond to this now, and this will get all the plays. And I'm at school. It's like morning time, and I'm at school. But I'm in computer class, so I'm talking to him. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll try and write a song when I get home or something. Before lunch, Dr. Giggles had a song talking about
You're in danger. I have the song still.
Yeah, In Danger. And it's just fucking mind-blowing. He's just a workhorse. So that drive is what got Dr. Giggles to where he's at.
I know. Yeah. I'll be honest. Last year, if everybody noticed, when I didn't really release much to the end of the year. Last year, really. It started October. Like from January to October to September was zero. Not a single, not an EP, not a nothing last year for me. And then all of a sudden I went into grind mode again. October started with Murder Festivities. Then that was October. November was it Times Changed? Then I had the Christmas EP. Then I had the Betrayed album from 1998 that never got released.
Yep.
Then I had Traumatized. I had Lost in the Asylum. And then I had Giggleberry Kush. Then I got into a writer's block recently. and early in the year, I couldn't write my way out of a paper bag. And then all of a sudden, now I'm back like workhorse again. The thing that I'm not going to exactly, we'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm not, hey, what's up now? I'm not going to talk about it in detail with the project, but I'll just say there's something coming. What we've been talking about. Yeah. I don't want to give it away just yet, but
it's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be fucking wild.
The story that we've been creating and everything is going to be cool as hell. Hey, now,
really unlike, I mean, while it does share some similarities with some other things that are out there, there's really nothing been done like this, especially in the underground horrorcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, the story that we got going on with it is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's going to be amazing.
Hey, Nell, you remember that nun beat? Remember when you were working, with the church in the 13th World? I finally wrote to it, and I'm calling it the Covenant. What did I call it? The Covenant of Shadows. And I think this is up your alley. I recorded a demo today, and I'll message you the demo. It's not. I'm going Saturday in the studio to record a bunch of stuff, but I want you to hear it because lyrically, you've heard it today, JSCRUB.
Yes. Yeah.
You've heard that today. And I think lyrically, I bumped up a couple levels.
Absolutely.
Compared to where I was last year, this year. Like something, I don't know. I think I needed the writer's block for myself to, I don't know, kick it into maybe I was on like second gear. I'm finally in third, maybe fourth gear in the car, but yeah. But anyway,
artists.
I went too far.
Artists need inspiration. And
I don't know
you gotta wait for it to come.
Well, plus it was like with Something Awful too that's coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Fury. We just got to finish the cipher, and then the whole album's done minus the cipher. But we're working on that now. So I only rewrote everything but 2 of them songs on the Something Awful. And I think it was because when I went back and listened to the original version of it, I was like, cool. I was kind of excited about it, but I wasn't. But then when I went back and rewrote it, now I'm super excited about the album. Like, if you listen to it front to back, it's like, wow. Hey, what's up, John? And, but yeah, so, I think something had to trigger something in my brain to go, enough of the way that you've done this. You've been doing, I just realized this next year is 25 years of Dr. Giggles.
That's insane.
Because the first album dropped in 2001.
Yep.
25 years of Dr. So we need to talk and figure out something. We need to make, I know it's about me for 25th anniversary, but I want to get everybody that's involved with this Trauma Squad to figure out what we can do big for the 25th anniversary of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not many artists, I'm not saying I blew up to like Eminem or even ICP, but to have the longevity still keep doing it is still rare today. Most people, after a couple years, I didn't make it, I'm out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And here you.
Yep.
You're still, you weren't making, I'm a different thing. For some reason, I just do it all the time. You know what I mean?
We were running Columbus and surrounding areas from like 2000, let's say 7, I think, to at least 2010. And just life gets in the way. My kids were born.
Yep.
And just, you got to handle business.
But now, especially, your kids are obviously a lot younger than mine. Like Jeremy's turning 21 in December.
Holy crap.
And Devin's turning, 23 in November?
I remember coming out, and the first time, as soon as I got back, you told me she was pregnant with Devin. And then I come out for the Twisted show.
Oh, yeah, in 04.
Yep, in 04. And come back and find out she was pregnant with Jeremy.
Damn, you're the reason why. You just have that vibe.
Yes,
make me impregnate people. Hey, it didn't happen though when you left Lethal with Jess, so we're good.
Nope. Yeah, we're good. Curse broken.
Thank God. No offense, I just don't want no more at this age.
Oh, I don't need any more kids.
No, I don't need no more. I mean, I love my kids to death.
Love them.
I would go to the ends. I do go to the ends of the earth back for these kids, but
yep.
I don't need no more new ones. I got the grandbaby.
What's really cool is watching them do their dreams and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
find their way.
Yeah, because really cool. You know, like Jeremy started working for us.
Yep.
And you know, he's only about a month in, maybe 3 weeks in, and you know, he does music too.
Yep.
And I know, like your kids are big into sports.
Yep.
Like I know Nick's like big into hockey.
Huge into hockey. Just come back from hockey camp.
Now what's the other one do?
Tyler, he plays baseball.
Oh yeah, because I know for a minute Nick was trying like a bunch of different sports.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing we got him in really was football, and then I took him to a hockey game, and like the Blue Jackets won like some crazy game. It was like 9-1 or something crazy.
Oh, must have blew his mind.
Oh yeah, it blew his mind. His first game, and I don't know how much you know, but they do the cannon blast every time they score a goal, and then when they win the game, they play cannon blast again. And all you know, it's just part of the magic that makes it all happen.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is, when I've seen Nick like in pictures, like you know, with the helmet off, he just has that hockey player look to him,
doesn't he?
Yeah. Like, without you or Sarah saying anything about him being a hockey player, you just look at him and you go, he's a hockey player. He just, you know, I mean, I grew up around hockey because of my cousin, so I know that build that. I don't know, like the it factor.
Yep.
Like I've never seen him play. So I don't know if he's a good player. I'm not talking shit. I just never seen him play. I don't know if he's any good, if it's okay. I don't know. You would know better if he's good or not.
I think he's not where he wants to be right now, but I think he's a pretty damn good player. And maybe I'm a little biased being his father, but he probably led the league last year in block shots and stuff like that. All the little stuff that no one really thinks about because they're not scoring goals.
Oh yeah,
but the stuff that counts, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't count how many turnovers he had, how many block shots he had.
Yep,
and all that stuff matters. And you know, I just wish he would see that sometimes. But
dude, that's like me. You hear me all the time. It's a confidence thing.
Yeah, and
you would think, especially, I mean, he's got years to go before he really believes in himself, but it just takes something.
Yep.
Even to this day, for me, I still don't have confidence in myself doing this music shit. And I've been doing it for 25 years. Yeah. I was even telling Reno this shit today. I was like, dude, because like I sent him the same demos that I sent you, right? And he goes, wow, you're fucking cooking.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, you're really stepping it up. You're doing da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, well, I appreciate that, but I always feel like my shit sucks.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, the confidence that it takes just to hit that upload button. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, just to be like, man, did I fuck this up? Did I do something? Did I mix this right? And you're trying to second guessing yourself about lyrics and anything else. And then you just.
That's why I send it out to like you, Reno, Gibby, whoever. Yep. You know what I mean? There's like 5 people that I send music to. You know what I mean? Like my rapper friends and stuff.
Right.
And when I send it to you or to Reno or to Gibby, you guys always give me your honest feedback. You'd be like, it's all right. You're like, you could have done better. Or that was dope or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Reno does, everybody does it. Everybody says it. And that's why I do it, because that gives me the confidence to be able to put that out. Like, like I've said before on the show, I don't want a yes man. I want the truth.
Well, and then like that, when you show me things, I know that the finished product is going to be different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to have some changes. And like if I notice something, I'll be like, you know, he's probably going to notice that anyway. Just where you like skip the breath or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just something silly like that.
Yeah. Because you do the same thing when you're at home. You're just trying to get a feel for what the song is.
Yep.
That's all you're trying to do. You're just trying to get a feel for it.
Lay it down and see how it sounds.
Yeah, but I always try. You realize you don't realize how many takes each of those songs that I took, because I'm a weirdo. I will record the verse in one take. I don't break it up into 4s or 2s or 1s. I will start from the beginning of the verse and go all the way to the end of the verse. That's how all my songs are. Even today, even when they're in the studio. Because even Nick's like, we can break it up and mix it together. I'm like, it's just how I explain the reason why. That album, Betrayed, is the reason why I record the way I am. Back in 1998 for Christmas, before Christmas, but it was a Christmas present, my father goes, there was a recording studio in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, next to the Boys and Girls Club, little hole in the wall. And that was recorded on reel-to-reel tape, that album.
Wow.
And I have a DAT of it. It's in there, in one of my buckets somewhere. And I still have the original CD they burnt back in 98. But the way you recorded was, you had to record everything in one take.
Right.
They would not stop. They would not do anything.
Yep.
So imagine that album, Betrayed, was all recorded from start to finish in one take.
That had your dad on the intro too, didn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
If I messed up, I had to go back to the beginning and start over.
Those were the days.
So that's how. So when people, some people listen to Betrayed when I released it, and it does say the N-word quite a few times in a couple songs, and people are like, what's this? I'm like, number one, I'm not saying it was right that I said it.
No.
But it was the time. I was hanging around gangs and stuff, and they were giving me the okay. Yep. They were around me when I'm writing it. And they're like, oh, I had an N-word here, I had an N-word there. It's okay.
I hate to say it sound old, but it was a different time.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's right, but I wanted to keep it in a time capsule, how it was, and no matter what hate. But after I explain the story, they're like, I get it, but still, you couldn't edit. I'm like, that studio doesn't exist anymore. How am I going to get back in there and edit that?
Right.
I don't have the beats for that. I don't even have the written lyrics for that shit no more.
Right.
Like, how am I, you know what I mean? How would I go back and fix that? But I still want it out because it never saw the light of day, really.
Exactly.
So I was just like, you know what?
I think you had either sent me one song, one time, which was the Never Ending Verbal Assassin.
Yes.
I just remember like way back in the day talking on like AIM and
hey, what up, Brandon Allen?
We were talking about Neva and like what it was to you, and then you were like, oh, and it means never ending verbal assassin. I was like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
Except I wasn't really a good verbal assassin.
It's not a terrible. I don't know. There's some good bars on that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, what I was trying to portray, I wasn't even close to that.
Oh yeah, I mean, so that takes me back to part of. I remember talking to Daddy Longlegs, and he said a big part of things is not trying to be something that you aren't.
Yep.
And so I think that's where that comes in your growth. So you live this life, you know what I mean? That you're Dr. Giggles, man.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because when you say that, I kind of, in a sense, want to bring back the alter ego Neva, but which, in case anybody doesn't know, Neva is actually my middle name, N-E-V-A, and then I had used that as a rap name because that was my father's real first name was Neva. He's Portuguese. His family came in on the boat. They probably rode a noodle over. I don't know how they got to the country, but however they did back a million years ago. And I wanted to honor him in a sense, like use my rap name to be his name, even though it's my middle name. But that's what I wanted to do. And
no, for sure.
But then
that's the start of kind of that, being just who you are.
And then I'm like, it came to a point I was like, I can't continue being a gangster rapper. I'm white.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what the whole persona was. It was a gangster rapper. I can't be a gangster rapper at that time. White people laugh at you. Like,
right.
You ain't.
Oh, you're trying to be Vanilla Ice. Trying to be the next Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, except I actually lived that gang life. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I was hanging around gangs all the time, doing gang shit. So I'm not proud of shit I did, but I did shit, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna self-incriminate myself, but
right.
But because of that life, it showed me a life and showed me something, and they just thought it was cool. I mean, they thought it was cool that a white boy was rapping gang shit. These people, but out in the grand scheme of people, like, nope. So I turned to become Dr. Giggles. But you know what? Enough about me. This is about you today. This isn't about me. This is about you. So let's get back to what you were saying about when we first started talking about when we met, talking to Riders Rec. So we got through all that, and then.
So, okay. Basically, Riders Records, we were doing all that. We released some music. You released some music and released some singles. And then all of a sudden we were talking and you said, kid, I'm putting on my first concert. Halloween 2001.
Yep, I remember that.
So this was a huge deal. It was to Riders, to you, to just everybody, especially with what you had involved and what you had invested, and just like really wanted to see this through. And so I scraped up what I had at the time. I'm 18 years old, caught a flight to, I think I came to Providence.
Yeah, I think I picked you up.
Yep. You picked me up. I come down the escalator. Here's this little dude looking like a No Limit soldier, just off a knee surgery.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. I just had the knee surgery.
Yep. Rode in. Would you have a little tracker or something like that?
Yeah, Geo Tracker. Yeah, Chevy Tracker.
Little tracker.
Remember riding in the tracker yesterday because I was looking for photos for my aunt. Because tomorrow's a funeral. So I was going through all these photos, and that Jeep with the Hatchet Mans on the doors, the stickers, stickers on the doors I had. That popped up. I was like, "Wow, what a memory!" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if you remember, you weren't at the gathering in 01, right?
In Toledo?
Yeah.
No.
I know. Crazy Phil. He was in my room.
Right.
And my tracker got broken into. They stole my speaker. They didn't steal the radio. They stole the speaker.
Took the speaker.
Yep.
Bitches.
I know. They still had other speakers, but they took the big speaker out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Halloween, we also, remember, we had Wolfpack,
Q Strange.
You, me.
Yeah, I came out. We did one song with Illness, I think. Your dude, what was his name? Eric?
Yeah. Big C. It was a Big C.
No, not Big C. Fucking the Alchemist rapper.
The Alchemist rapper.
With the rhymes to boast.
Oh, yeah.
Big dude.
Yep.
Probably as big as me now, but that's all right. We get to your house, and I believe it was later in the day. I think we smoked a bowl. It was there, Dave, and I think Big C was there.
Yep.
Because that was the first time we started. I believe we did like a quick little jam session. You had a little studio off the side, and we did a quick little jam session to like learn the set list and everything. And I was just gonna come up for the one song, but we started. You guys started, and I think I was either holding a mic or something, and I was spitting along with you guys.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What am I hearing?" And he's like, "Spit that line again." He's like, "That's not what I'm hearing." Then he goes over to me. He's like, are you the one rapping? I was like, "Yeah." So he's like, "You get up here." So we just started doing it. And I think it was about that time Q Strange called.
Yep.
For some reason, I answered the phone. Handed it off to you. Regardless, we let's see. You fed me, gave me shit to drink, smoked me out, and gave me somewhere to sleep. Like, so, first day I met you, I'm like, "Hey, what can I do?" So next day, I think we had to go out and get some stuff, get everything ready for the concert that night. And then we get there and everything kind of went to hell. Like all of a sudden,
everything always goes to hell.
So what was it? Let's see. Q Strange was there.
Yep.
Wolfpack wanted to open. So Wolfpack opened. Something happened, like a pitcher got through with somebody or something, and I don't remember. Q Strange would be able to tell you. I think we talked about it once or twice. Something happened. He had to bounce. He was out the show.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he couldn't do the show. All of a
sudden,
shit was popping off. We get off. Remember, we went on. We did our thing.
Yep.
And then there was another band that went on after us.
It was Pipe Dream.
Yeah, and we all walked out.
Yep.
On whoever Pipe Dream was.
No, it was some local group that, like, I don't know. They demanded that you put this local group on the show.
Yeah, it was weird. And then the funny thing I remember with that show, Daddy Longlegs, because the crowd wasn't huge at first. It grew as it went.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they were like, we'll just collect our money and bounce. Well, I think we went on right after Wolfpack.
Yeah, we asked him. We said, hey, stick around, check us
out.
Stick
at first, because I know how bands are. We all know. They'll tell you they stick around and then they bounce.
Oh, as soon as they get paid, they're usually gone. So, yeah. That's any group.
Yes, they actually stayed, listened to the first couple songs. Then they stayed the rest of the set.
Yep.
And then Daddy Longlegs was like, yo, we got to do more shit together. Then he loved what we did.
Yep.
And then that was the history with that. But again, I'm going to keep bringing it back to, even though you were doing the A&R thing for Riders, you could have said to my shit, he's whack, forget him. You could have. I'm not saying you were, but you could have.
Your flow pattern at that time, was so different than anything I'd ever heard. And it wasn't that I know you like to say, or someone told you, like, oh, well, your stuff doesn't always rhyme. Yeah. That was fine, because the story you were telling made, and not only that, just the way you put it together, it all came together and made sense. Like, so I never understood when people used to hate on you about stuff like that. Because that's part of the formula for music, especially rap music. Everything's supposed to rhyme. You know what I mean? Right. But and it's not that you didn't rhyme. It was just that some things didn't, but it didn't matter, because it was like it told a great story. Not only that, something else would end up rhyming with it. So it wasn't like, it was just that flow pattern. And like, once you fixed it, you went to, like, I think you went to PA to go record some stuff with Daddy. Yeah, and he's the one that fixed that. To fix that. And after that, not that it was bad, but it just never sounded the same to me. And I think you even said, like, you couldn't go back to that if you tried. Oh, no, I couldn't. I wouldn't know how to do that. Right. But that's I'm telling you, that's part of the stuff that makes you legendary. So continuing on, Wolfpack stayed for the end of the show, come out and gave us all the props in the world, started sharing their beer with us that we had provided to them. Yep. So in that, I think your CD had come out. Yep. The Doctor's in. The Doctor's in. And you even had two versions. I had the 2.0 version, which was no. You had the Doctor's in with just the regular cover. Yeah. And then you had made a special cover for Halloween. It said Halloween 2001 edition. You know what? I don't ever remember the other version. So it was like, it had like a skull with like a snake coming out of it. Yeah. It really looked like, I mean, let's be honest, it was made on MS Paint. Oh yeah, it was bullshit. It's just how it was done back then. Like, you just did what you could do. And everything was just so raw with that album. That's why I think that you're like the legend that you are. But that's where everything comes from. You sent me back with like 20 of these albums because I was working at Sam Goody at the time, and they're like, yeah, just tell them to bring some and we'll sell them. I was like, dope. So I grabbed them, with the idea that we both make money off of it, I think, but if it sold. But for whatever reason, there was no barcode, because that's what we did. I didn't have the barcode back then. Right. No barcodes. They're like, oh, I can't do anything without a barcode. So I ended up taking them to, I think they sat in my car for the longest. And I handed out a few, I think, just after a while, they're like sitting in my car. It's 2002 by this point. Yeah. I had gone to a flea market, Dirt Mall, And I was like, hey, he had a bunch of Juggalo shit. And I was like, I think I bought something. And I was like, hey, I got like all these albums of this, really dope artist from Rhode Island. You just want to like give them away with stuff, or, if someone buys something, hey, you want one of these albums? Sure. All of a sudden you are blowing the fuck up in Columbus.
Really?
Yeah. Like, so it might've been a year or two later, but, I think I walked into a party at my buddy's house, and my buddy comes up. He's like, hey, this is the dude I was telling you about. He knows Dr. Giggles. And like, all of a sudden I get crowded up by like 5-10 people that are there. Oh my God. Talking about,
it's just so
do you
weird
think,
to me because I don't take this the wrong way, but when I hear like you talk like that, it's just I'm too humble and the confidence and everything. I don't see myself as a legend. I just feel like, and don't take it the wrong way, I just feel like somebody's blowing smoke up my ass.
no,
like I don't because I didn't see it happen. You know what I mean?
right?
So,
no, I understand that.
I mean? It's like, so I don't. Back then it was so tough. Today's world, we put the music out on wherever, and it's on all the streaming platforms, and I can see all the numbers and what city they're being played in.
If you think about it this way, Giggles went viral without having anything to do with the reason why he went viral, like other than making the album.
Oh yeah,
in Columbus. So, like, to put it in a newer sort of fashion.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, to me, I just find everything weird because I never wanted to have an ego. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be that guy that was like, fuck you, I'm better than everybody. I never wanted that. I would never expect that from you. And
I've never felt that way from you at all.
And it's just weird because, like, I see all these other people and I see a lot of really shitty rappers out there that do. And I know part of my problem, it's the marketing, the promotion is not right. And I suck at that. I'll be honest. I don't know what in today's world, like back in the day, I knew how to do it. I did it. I was out there, flyers, samplers. It don't work like that now. Most people don't have a CD player. Everybody gets pissed if you put a flyer on their car or hand them one. Like, everybody's rude and mean now. Nobody gives a shit about nothing. I don't know if
you used to do it. We used to drive around bumping our own shit and just handing out samplers to people. Yep. Like just driving around the city.
Yep. And now you hand somebody a CD now and they go, what am I going to do with this?
What the fuck am I going to do with that?
So it's like, I still got learning and growing since I came back in 22. It's getting better. It just, I really wish there was people that has been successful in it that could help me without trying to charge me thousands of dollars to do it.
Right.
Like I don't care about paying people. People deserve to be paid for what they do. That's not what I'm, yapping about. It's just, even the people that would do it, a lot of people don't want to help you. You know what I mean? Nobody in this industry, the problem that there is people are out for themselves. And I get it. The market share is oversaturated with music. I get it. It's tough. You got to try and stand out above the rest. That's why I keep changing my stage show.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't mean this as any kind of like diss on you or anything, but with the right production and with the right, like, I just feel like you could be like a megastar. Like, honestly, just with the way.
Well, I appreciate that, but who the hell out there is going to want to, especially at my age now, going to be like, we're going to sign this dude and he's going to blow up at almost 50 years old. You know
I'm just saying it.
But I think if somebody, if there was a label out there that go, hey, we'll give you a shot. I'm not saying I need $1 million.
No.
I just need a shot.
No. Exactly.
I just want a shot.
I think that's what I mean. And if you had that kind of backing, the stage show that you could put on would just be phenomenal.
Well, I think my main thing is what I really need is to be on a label that knows how to promote the music.
Yeah.
And just give me the shot to help me get to where I need to be. I don't care if they get a bunch of money off the album and I don't see a penny. I just want to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of labels, LSP, there's a whole bunch of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if they were willing to turn and look at me, I would make it worth their while in a sense that they would sell records. They would, you know what I mean? They would.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But somebody out there has got to be willing to give us the shot. That's what it is. That's all it is. And I keep trying, I keep pushing forward. I don't plan on quitting. I mean, if I'm not like blown like to a degree by 50, then I'm just going to retire.
Yeah. I understand.
You know what I mean? Like I'll just run Trauma Squad and just help everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? And focus that way. Dude, America's Got Talent. This is Lone Star Coasters talking in the chat. They would never, the music that I put out, they would never put that on TV. I just, you know what I mean? Like, even though I could come with the craziest stage show, they would not let me perform Abortion Live. They'd be like, get out of here with you throwing babies at people. You know what I mean? Like, it would be very tough to find music of mine that would work on TV. There are some, and there are some good songs. It's trying to find the right ones.
Right.
My mother keeps telling me, go on The Voice. Go on America's Got Talent. I said, Ma, stop doing drugs. I said, really look at my music and look at what they put on those shows. My music is not for those shows.
No.
If I toned it down by 3/4 and still
okay. Look at this though. All right. Look at William Hung. Okay. I'm not saying you're terrible like William Hung.
Oh, I know. I'm
just saying the commotion that he caused, I think you could cause that same kind of commotion
to blow up.
End up with some kind of following off of it. I mean, that guy's probably got 1 million followers on TikTok or something.
Yeah, probably. You know what? Maybe I should do that. Come in full Giggles gear, have all my characters with me doing live, and they'll be like, what is this shit?
Yep.
What is this?
I feel like Primus or something like that started like that. They were on like the Gong Show or something crazy.
Yeah, they got
maybe not the Gong Show, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And people were like, what is this?
Yeah, that's what they would be with me. What is this?
Yeah, exactly. And then they go look and find out what it is.
Yeah. So, all right, so we've gotten to the introduction of how we started with all this music stuff and Riders Records and all that. We've been around the block in terms, you know what I mean? We've known each other. We've met about what, 2000?
2000, 2001, yeah.
Somewhere. So we've been friends for at least 24, 25 years.
Yep.
And I remember you said earlier the Twisted Show.
Yep.
We did that. Dude, the Gathering in 07.
Well, if you really want to go in order. So first we had Halloween 2001.
Yep. Then you couldn't make 2002. We kind of got in an argument because I was an asshole.
My car broke down.
Yeah, I was an asshole. I apologize now. I was so mad, dude.
Oh, you were pissed.
And I don't even know. I shouldn't have even been that mad because it wasn't like dude, you live in Ohio.
Right.
Like, I could understand if you were down the street. You know, I'm thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, you think about it years later. And I apologize for being a dick about that. I mean, we squashed it back then.
Water under the bridge.
I know. It was something stupid. You know what I mean? It was stupid.
Yeah, I think you were just you were probably stressed out from having to do
that was a concert. Huge show.
It was.
That was at the old Lupos. That's now college dorms.
Yep.
That we almost sold it out. We sold over 800 tickets at a 1,200 capacity place.
Yep.
We had Wolfpack, 33rd Degree, Q Strange, myself, Hysteria.
Oh, Hysteria,
yeah. Yep. And
was that their first show with you?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So either way, you had that, but in terms of me, without sounding too selfish, we did the show in Reading.
Oh, Reading, yeah, that was 04. Reading, that was April Kills.
April Kills, and then the next day, Wayne Staley died from Alice in Chains.
Did he? I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I remember. I had a long drive back, so I remember that.
Yeah, because I remember we pulled over in a hotel after the party, and then we fell asleep for like an hour or two because I couldn't make it anymore. Was it crazy? Somebody came back with us.
I feel like I know
So
Big C was
was it? Somebody quit Wolfpack and came home with me or something because they were going to New Hampshire. Their mother was picking them up at my house.
I know that was the last show I saw with Entropy.
Was it?
Yeah. Spoonie T.
Yeah.
I never saw him again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because then the new version of guys came. Remember?
Yeah.
You had Buddha and I feel like a douche because I can't remember everybody's name. Hate. We had Hate. There was a couple others, and then Freak, yep. And then some of them
Freak was cool as hell, man.
Then they went through another incarnation where it was Buddha, then the other DJ, the other strippers, and
you're leaving out. Hold on, we're leaving out the most important people. When we did the show with Wolfpack, they still had the DJ.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I'll butcher his name. It was like pink glazed jelly donut or something like that.
Pink glazed donut and something.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they had LG.
Yep. Yeah, he was the guitar player.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
And then Entropy, and I feel like there was someone else that was there that wasn't in the group anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember. Dude, they've gone through so many changes.
So either way, we did Reading, PA. Then after that, I believe was Cleveland, which was
Peabody's.
That was a great show.
Remember when we went upstairs in the backstage and that drunk dude wouldn't leave us the fuck alone?
Yeah. I didn't, but I do now.
It was so funny. He just like popped up out of nowhere, and me and you were just like chilling just to get away from the noise and just take everything in. And then this dude's just like coming to sit with us, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, go away! Like, you're ruining the vibe.
So anyway, I think we killed it there. Oh, you know what? About Reading, PA? I got my ass reamed out for that.
Why?
So here's the thing. Hysteria was at that show.
Yep.
And you had like professionally pressed up some samplers this time.
Yep.
And I tossed them out to the crowd. And they didn't get one and went and complained to Crazy, who then come back to me like, how do you not toss a sampler to someone who's right in front of you?
I don't even remember pressing the samplers.
I'm telling you, I got a crazy memory. I remember shit. Like, I can't remember anything that happened last week, but I can tell you stuff that happened 20 years ago.
Oh, I'm glad you can remember. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, though, because like going down memory lane like this, I'm starting to remember a lot of shit. It's like unlocking in my brain, and it's great. But
so we had Cleveland.
So wait, Hysteria bitched?
I guess.
That they didn't get a sampler? Why didn't they just say something to me? I could have handed them one probably.
I'm sure that after that, I think it was after that show that you guys started fucking with, like, they started opening up for you guys.
Yeah. Because, but do you remember what happened at Peabody's with Hysteria?
Yes, I do.
Remember? Because
I remember Hate was about to kill those dudes.
Because they were running late because Jade's father or something died.
No, it was Mike's.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was Mike's dad had passed away.
Oh.
Because B Dizzo was going to do all of Mike's stuff.
Yeah. And then because they kept telling me they kept calling me to tell them to hold the show, to go slower.
Right.
I would tell Hysteria that, and they would just, and then they headlined it and then killed the show. Then, like, as soon as Hysteria got off, because remember, I can't remember which one, but one of them almost got their ass whooped. Remember, they had to get on their hands and knees and beg for forgiveness. And they still had to pay Wolfpack.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that. And then that was the end of them.
It was literally right when the show ended that they were there.
Showed up no more, so they were done. I was like, damn.
I think that might they pulled up and asked me what was going on. I was like, show's over. And Hate was pissed.
Yeah, because they had us go get them because they were hiding like bitches because they didn't want to get their ass kicked.
Uh-huh.
Because they were gonna get their ass kicked.
Oh, if there was one person I believe would fucking kill somebody, it was Hate.
Oh yeah, he gave no fucks at all. I love that dude.
Oh, he was great. He was always so nice, but like when he was mad, like I'd look the fuck out.
Yeah, I remember when he was mad a lot, like just get out of the way and go hide somewhere because he's gonna kill somebody.
Yep.
But yeah.
So we did Cleveland, then I believe was Webster's Underground.
Yep.
I think with Wolfpack again.
Yep.
And that was where my wife was still underage at the time.
Yeah.
Not like so she was under 21 and they wouldn't let her in. And Freak let us in the side door.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Freak was a great dude. He actually did it more than once. So
yeah, I mean they were always good like that because like I can remember when we used to play at the Webster. Like I don't know how many times you played with me at the Webster. It was a
Webster's just twice. So we did right after that Webster's Underground. You opened for Twisted for the Bootleg Banner Tour
on the big stage.
Yeah, on the big stage, the Webster's Theater.
Yep, and that was cool. I remember right before the music hit, I panicked. I forgot all my lyrics. I couldn't remember one line, nothing.
I feel like me and Fury had your back enough.
But no, Fury wasn't on stage with us because he had his own thing after us.
No, he was. You told him not to be, but he came out anyway.
And then as soon as the music came on, I remembered everything.
Yep.
Because back then I actually just had the beats and I would rap to the beats. Well, I ain't got none of that. And I catch a lot of shit even today about when I bring out old songs that have the words in it.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, you're not a rapper. You should just have just the beat. And you should like, dude, even at all the Lethal weekends I played at, some stupid motherfucker always, and I go, you know what? I said, this is what I say to him. You realize this music's 20 years old. The way that we did things back then, nobody saved anything.
Right.
We didn't think it was going to amount to anything down the road. We just recorded it. We didn't even know what a show mix was. Nobody did.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no show mixes. Today, I have a show mix where I drop the chorus down a little, not all the way.
Right.
Then in the verses, they drop down. Sometimes, depending on the sound system in the club, you can hear the lyrics behind it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for it.
Right.
The reason is, if anybody that doesn't live under a rock, I have a lot of effects in the voices.
Yep.
And I'm trying to, as best as possible, when I'm doing it live, to be able to have that sound.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though it's not loud, but you still get it. You get the effect. You know what? You know who else does the same fucking thing? Everybody.
Exactly.
Falling in reverse. Ronnie Radke.
Have you
seen? He has a full band, right? They're all playing.
Yeah.
He has a laptop with the music. And you know what he says to people? That they bitch about him doing the same thing. He goes, if I didn't do that, you would all bitch that it doesn't sound like the album.
Exactly.
Do it in your car. He goes, that's why I do it. Because when he did it without it, people hated it.
Yep.
It didn't sound anything like. That's like, the guy Shaggy, the old R&B reggae singer, Shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him live years ago, early 2000s. Sounded nothing like him.
Oh, yeah. Because he's just doing a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was singing it live, it wasn't. It sounded nothing.
I was just watching something the other day where he's like, "Oh, it really started as a joke, but or a parody, but the parody took off, and so he just ran with it."
Yeah, and that's why I am a firm believer that if you're just putting the song itself on your set list and rapping over it, that's bad.
Yeah.
You should at least lower the vocals a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like have an actual show mix. Because when I have Nick, Nick, when I have him, because I got some songs I got to have show mixes done for, like Murder Festivities, because with Lethal Weekend coming up, I want to do that live.
Yeah.
So, I got a list of more songs I need show mixes for, because he's got 4 or 5 terabytes of my music in the studio. he has to just keep getting a new hard drive for me every year.
Jeez.
He goes, you're a workhorse. You just keep recording and recording.
I told you.
He said, even Reno said, he goes, I don't know anybody with a worth ethic like you. He goes, I've never seen anybody make as much.
It's been silly to see you be slept on by like all these people that have seen you perform.
Oh yeah, a lot of people just don't. And you know what? I don't care, because I make the music for the people that appreciate and enjoy what I make. I don't care about the haters. If I got 100 real fans that will buy my stuff or even just listen to it, I'm good. I don't.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have millions. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain about having millions people listen to my shit. But,
oh man, I'm so successful.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, I got 100, and I'm like, and I think it's the greatest thing. Even if it was just one person, I would make all the music for that one person. As long as somebody beside, and I'll be honest, I don't know about you or anybody else. I listen to myself a lot in the car, at home.
So I will. The problem with that is I'll listen to it and then realize where I screwed up, or like, man, I should have done this.
Well, yeah, because I do that a lot, especially like if I'm working on an album and I've gone to the studio, Nick's done the mix and master on it. Yep. Now I'm in the car and I'm listening to it. I'm listening for anything. Like,
well, yeah, you always got to do the ride test anyway. So how's it sound in the ride?
I drive everybody in my house nuts, jamming it in the house. Like, I want to hear it on my surround sound. Yep. I want to hear it in my car. I want to hear it in my headphones. I'm listening to it all the time. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you're full of yourself. But there's something, if you go back to the Resuscitation and you listen to Autopsy, and there's a line, it's in the beginning of the first verse somewhere, when I talk about something about the heads on the stairs or whatever, smack your head off the stairs, you can hear, and I didn't pick up on it until after the album released, I whacked the mic stand.
Oh,
yeah. You can hear a dink in it. You can, if you pay attention in the first verse, if you really listen, you can hear it. I'm like, bitch. I'm like, no, the one thing I missed. So let's, so I can't remember. How many releases do you have from the past? Like, how many albums did you make? Or EPs or singles? Or
so let's see. I put one out when I was with illness and just had figured out like how to find like a free beat, and just trying to figure out Cool Edit.
Oh yeah, I love Cool Edit.
Cool Edit was awesome, and shout out to Peter Quisgard, who helped every musical artist alive at that time. Because I don't know, it's an insider joke. If you look up Cool Edit, you'll know why. So anyway, it was really like trashy. I had no clue about like beat structure or anything. It was just terrible. Then I really just focused on helping you out, because at that point I had been made to be your official hype man at that time, when I could be anyway.
Yeah.
And I think you were even having people do it at that time, but you just didn't feel that, whatever you felt with me.
I will tell you to this day, and I don't care if any of my other hype men, current, past, whatever, you are the top, hype guy that I've ever had.
Because I would just sit around thinking how I could make it dope. Like
John's growing, you know what I mean? But he's got a long way to go to catch you. And that's not a disrespect to him.
I feel like John is good in a lot of ways that I'm not. I feel like John has, there's something to his voice, and it meshes well with yours. And I don't have that.
Yeah, but the difference is because of, we had that connection from day one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just hit it off. We connected. We were brothers, like, from day one. Like, we just clicked. And you have all those extra years that John doesn't.
That's true. But
you know what I mean? But like, we had the chemistry. You know what I mean? John, you were already somewhat of a rapper when I met you.
Right.
John isn't a rapper at all.
Right.
He's just, and you know, he's still got things to do, you know what I mean, to keep going. Because there's times where he crashes out and he's not that good. And then there's other times you go, where like the last show that we did at the Raven, like we murdered it, and everybody was like, what the fuck? Like they went up to him and they were like,
that's part of it, is feeling the music at the moment. And I've always just vibed with your sound, and so it was easy to get into it. I mean,
and I think, you know, because you had somewhat of a music background, you know what I mean, doing it. I just threw him in and said, do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't have any. He's just a guy, just pick a random guy off the street and say, do this without showing him anything.
Right.
But he learned.
So
he's still got a long way to go. Like, you know what I mean, to get there, but he's getting there. But I've had a lot of hype men over the, you know what I mean? But you have been the most consistently, like when we had the shows, every show we murdered together. Like we just had that connection, the vibe. When, you know, like I was watching was Dead Valentine on YouTube from The Gathering on us. Just us just doing our thing, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then we had my brother and Bandit and Jamin behind us.
Yep.
The Dr. Zombies and the zombies banging the nurse, something in the background. Dude, we always did some crazy funny shit.
Always.
And then I bought a baby, but I didn't have a cross because I flew into The Gathering.
Yep.
So was it you or somebody had a knife, a big ridiculous knife?
And
we cut the baby's head off during that.
Yeah, I remember.
And we punted it.
Yeah.
Somebody that was with us
it might have been Dirty J.
It could have. Somebody had a big ass knife and we cut the head off of the baby and then punted it. Yep. And then somebody, remember at the end, brought it for me to sign.
Oh, I do remember
somebody caught that.
I remember one of the stage dudes being pissed. We walked off the stage. He tapped my shoulder and said, "Hey," held up a fucking empty water bottle and threw it in the trash.
Oh, because we didn't put it away, throw it away.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, speaking of somebody getting mad, were you with me at the 06 gathering, the mud pit?
Yeah. That's where I got
oh, yeah. Did you see, were you there when
I can't tell you. Here's what I can tell you about that
CEO of Psychopath, Billy Bill.
Oh, Billy Bill.
Yeah, he wanted to punch my face out.
For what?
During Wolfpack's set, remember we were all covered in mud?
Yeah.
From the mud pit? I couldn't see. And I wanted back to get water to wash my eyes out. And I'm like Stevie Wonder. I can't see a thing. Like my eyes are burning from the mud and everything. And I happen to faintly see the water cooler thing that they had waters in.
Yeah.
And I'm covered head to toe mud. Because remember the orange fatigues we had?
Yep.
They weren't orange anymore. They were completely mud. My hands caked in mud. And I went in to reach for a bottle of water. And Billy Bill grabs my arm. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I can't see. I'm blind." I said, "I got mud in my eyes." I said, "I don't even know where I am right now." He goes, "Don't stick your dirty ass hands in this water." You know, the cooler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like a big horse trough full of ice and water. And
he goes, "Yeah." He was very angry, but he goes, "Look," he goes, "I understand what you're doing." He goes, "Let me get you the water." He goes, "I will help you." Like, he didn't beat me up, but he was very angry that I was going to reach.
Oh, yeah.
That. He's like, everybody else is going to drink out of this. It was just ice. It wasn't in my brain. I'm like, who cares? You're not drinking that water.
Yeah.
I get it. But in my mind at the time, I'm like, I just need a bottle of water. My eyes are burning.
At the time, you're like,
he
get
tipped
this
my
shit
head
out of
back
my eyes.
And he helped me. I'm not going to do it. I get why he would be mad. I totally get it. But I was just like, I need help. I can't. There's nobody here. I don't know where I am. I can't see. I'm blind. And he helped me. But so he sounded like he was going to punch me in the face.
Here's what I remember from that day. We showed up. I showed up in Lancaster. You guys were at a Holiday Inn or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Right offhand. I showed up. We got everything ready. We had to spray paint the masks. I think I had to spray paint my boots.
Oh yeah,
because they weren't black. We drove there, and it was an old like shuttle bus.
Oh yeah, the short bus. Yes, I drove that thing from Daddy Longleg's house all the way to the hotel.
Yeah, with no gas gauge.
Oh yeah. We ran out of gas, and they had to push us down the hill to get to the gas station. We were driving there.
So anyway, we get there, and I'm told you guys went to the autograph tent, and I'm parked in that short bus, and it's just baking me, and I'm not really realizing it. I'm stepping off the bus every once. I'm wearing fatigues. It had to be 100 degrees that day.
Oh yeah.
I remember Twisted coming by, Blaze come by, Wolfpack, because I'm all dressed up like them, but I'm like, I'm nobody. And I think even Violent J like peeked his head on the bus, and I was just like, it's just me. Anyway, so I'm baking, and the guy's name was Stitch. You remember him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he came back. I'm like, dude, I'm dying. Can you please like find me or point me somewhere to some water? He's like, you can't leave this bus. I'm like, okay. So, because all their equipment, everything important to them was on that bus at that moment.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, I'll be right back. Dude never came back. He's like, we got to move. I'm like, you never came back with water. I was like, and he still didn't have water. So he's like, there's water. We just got to get the van over there. I was like, all right, cool. So I think we had trouble starting it or something like that. Finally, we got it, put it up there, and then it wouldn't start again.
Yeah, they had a lot of trouble with that.
Oh, van. It was a lot of trouble. So I'm dying, and we're trying to load up and get everything and get all of our stuff ready. And I'm just looking at that water trough. Every time I pass by it. So finally I run and I grab like 2 bottles of water and I sucked them down, poured it all over my head. Sucking it down was a huge mistake. I ended up having a heat stroke, I think. I never got really checked out or nothing. But either way, we
passed out in a porta potty or something.
What's that?
Weren't you passed out in a porta potty or something like that?
So here, yeah, I'm getting there. Violent J's porta potty, as I think it was like, remember there was 2 trailers back there, and one of them was, and there was a porta potty right outside of it. I was there. So anyway, they had some dude named Bob, and he was the only experienced mask guy, I think, out of us.
Oh yeah, I know Bob. Yeah. Okay,
so all respect to Bob, but that asshole took a barbed wire bat across the top of my head.
Oh yeah, I got
where there was no mask.
Yep, I got that
cut
too.
The shit out of the back of my head, and it knocked me loopy. And so the next second chance I got, I was looking. I'm like, as soon as I find a bat, I'm cracking his fucking dome. Found the bat, come right over the top of his head the same way he did me. And then pretty sure at that point, I felt like I was just going to pass out. I walked backstage. Daddy Longlegs was back there hitting an inhaler. You got to get back out there. I'm like, all right. So I walked down the stairs. I remember seeing Ultimo Dragon with no mask on. And it flipped me out at the time. So at that point, I think I grabbed another water. Some dude from another group. What's the X-Men, maybe?
X-Men.
Or X-rated or something like that. It was something like that. He wanted my tactical vest. I was like, $50. And threw it off, handed it to him, took the flute, pocketed it, and I woke up in the porta potties the next thing I know, and my phone was off.
Damn.
So I thought it was dead.
Oh, wow.
So when I got out, I turned it on, and I think it had like 3%. I called a cab. I don't even think I called a cab. I think I walked out and there was a cab sitting there.
Oh, no, you were like, just take me out of here. I got to get out of here.
I said, I need to get back to the Holiday Inn. Because at that point, I was like, I'm about to go to the hospital or something because my head was bleeding. And I was just like, I just need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, because I just remember, like, by the end of it, I'm like, where the fuck is JSCRUB?
So by that point, I come home. I'd stopped bleeding, so I was like, fuck it. Came home, I plugged in my phone, and I got a text from you asking if I had the keys to the van. And you guys were worried that it got lost in the mud.
Oh.
But I never had any keys, and I think I texted you back, and then that was it for a minute. I was so pissed off. Like, I was so mad. I wanted to kill that dude for real. Both of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I vaguely remember about the car key. It's starting to slowly come back. Obviously, they found the car keys.
Right. Yeah, I think, the DJ had them in his bag or something like that.
Yeah, because remember we had the Batman coin-operated kiddie ride in the back.
Yeah, you gifted the violence. Because look, we were cutting open we were helping old dude cut out the lock that was on there.
Yeah. And then I remember we had, you were gone. We had to get off the stage, when we were done. We had to get all that shit off in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Because they had the next.
Yeah, no, by that point I was gone.
I think it was like Digital Underground or Too Short or something was after us. I know Too Short was on. They were both on that day. I said one was before, one was after, and then they kept throwing mud and shit at Too Short. And then he got pissed and walked off while we were loading the fucking van. Yeah, it was Too Short after us.
Yeah. So the thing was it was going to be really cool. We were thinking about going back to Peabody's.
Yeah.
Was the night we did Wolfpack. Digital Underground was the next day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And we were like, we can hear the Humpty Dance twice.
I think we went to Six Flags. We went to Geauga Lake, I think, instead.
Yeah. Or no. Oh, yeah. Geauga Lake for sure.
Yeah. We went like 3 days there because I had a pass. I had a pass to Six Flags.
Yep. Me too. At that point, you could get, and it's local to Columbus, was Wyandotte Lake. Wyandotte Lake was owned by Six Flags. And it was just, I think you've been there. They've got the one roller coaster. It's the Sea Dragon.
Where's this?
It's in Columbus.
No, I've never been there.
No? Okay.
I've only been in Ohio. The only parks I've ever been to was Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Geauga Lake.
Okay. Well, Geauga's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still there, but.
Yeah, because the last time I was at Cedar Point was 2012.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch of rides since then that's been added that I need to.
You got to catch up, man.
And plus, Devin, I had taken Devin back. I took Devin on that trip. Jeremy's never been. So I owe Jeremy a Cedar Point trip.
For sure.
I need to get out there. Plus now with sirens. Oh, did you see somebody got stuck on it yesterday?
Yeah. It was, was it yesterday too? Because it was like the day it opened.
I don't know. I seen a lot of stuff come up about it. We got stuck for half an hour, tilted.
No. It was, at first we heard 2 minutes. Then I've heard people say 10 minutes. So it wasn't anything like an hour or anything like that.
Yeah. And then you know how people over exaggerate. Yeah. They're like, oh, it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 years. I don't know. People love to add the drama to your mama, I guess. I don't know. It's just crazy. So, let's so what do you got? What are you working on now? I know you're working on something.
So
besides us, we'll get into the one with us after that, but
slow to go, but I've got let's see, we did For the Scrubs.
Yep.
We did.
Make sure anybody watching this, you go on whatever your favorite streaming service and you go check out and follow Big Dirty Scrubs. That's number one. Number two, go get For the Scrubs. It's got myself and Gibby Stites on it, along with obviously Big Dirty Scrubs, which, if you don't know that, they are officially artists of Trauma Squad Productions. So show them love. Anyway, continue.
All right. So For the Scrubs, did Get a Job. We've got another single coming out with Gibby Stites that's produced by Jay Reno.
Well, that's quite the. You know Gibby makes beats, right?
What's that?
You know Gibby makes beats, right?
Oh, I understand. Yeah. So he made the beat for the Scrubs.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I love, that you get stuff from Reno too. Because Reno and Gibby, they're really good producers.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is the beat that I got for this, Gibby was going to get it.
Really?
If he wasn't going to get it, he was at least thinking about it. And he was like, "Oh, I'm super psyched." Like when I came to him and said, "Hey, man, you want to get on this track? I got this beat," and he's like, "Oh, I really like that beat. I almost got it." And so no, it's a really good track. OMG, it's gonna be great. Just really got to finish up some mixing on it, and we'll put it out ASAP.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I've been learning about music, coming back, attention spans is a big thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember before, back in the day, everybody was making 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-minute songs.
Yep.
Too Short, NWA, everybody. Now, if you do more than like 3.5 minutes, hey, wifey, I miss you too. But yeah, they always people just don't want to listen to a 5-minute song. Like the Freaky Tales ICP song that's an hour long. Nobody wants to listen to that like that.
Yeah.
So you got to keep it realistically, like 2.5 minutes is really like the sweet spot.
Right.
But if you get to about between 3 and 3.5, you're okay.
Yep.
Well, as long as the song's good, they're vibing with it, they're listening. But if
we pushed it with Mo Weed being at 420.
Yeah, but I mean, we just did that because it was a weed song.
Exactly.
And I think Giggleberry Kush is also 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh, is it really?
I think that's the thing now. I think maybe all my weed songs are 4 minutes, 20 seconds because of 420.
You and Reno did. Reno was on the chorus on that one. Absolutely fucking killed it.
Really? The one
for Giggleberry Kush.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
it just fits so perfect, and it's just that's such a great song.
It is, and a lot of people sleep on it. It doesn't have a lot of streams on anything. Like
that's wild. But you did press up all those CDs.
Yeah, and the cool thing about those CDs, I had printed up 300 singles. No, 200.
I thought it was 200.
Yeah, 200. I took 100 of them to Caroline's Cannabis in Uxbridge, Mass. And it happened to be on a day that they would, like all the holidays, they do a 25% off sale. And They just started doing points from buying stuff. They just started that a couple months ago. I should check my balance. I don't know. I have to ask them what my balance is. But they all went in a day, all 100. Like instant. They said they were gone. Because what they did is they put them on the counter by the register. And it was up to the person if they wanted to take it or not.
Right.
They just had them at all. They had stacks at every register.
Let's be honest. The cover art looked insane. It was awesome. And
and then I noticed that I started getting a lot of people following me because of that.
Yep.
I keep seeing Uxbridge, Mass.
That's what I'm saying, though. You've got the plays. They're just not being counted by, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, but it showed me something, though. Like, I'm not expecting it to get 1 million hits, but a lot of people, when they do listen to it, they go, wow, this is different than, what I normally do.
Oh, yeah.
And just what Reno did and what I did, because I could not come up with a chorus for that at all. I just couldn't.
No, Reno knocked it out of the park with that.
Because I was like, I think we should trash this. Let's get another beat. I'm like, I can't figure it out. He's like, nah. He goes, let me figure it out. He goes, just give me a little bit. And he came back with it, and he goes, here you go. And I was like, yo, I'm like, you saved the song. I was like, because if not, I was going to trash it. Because I had the verses.
I think Straight Jacket was a lot like that. You didn't have a chorus for that either.
Yeah, I couldn't think of nothing, and then you killed it. And we're both in the chorus.
I'm telling you, when the music hits you, man, you don't have writer's block. You're just lacking inspiration.
I think so. I think that's probably what it is. It's just, because, certain things, I can kill it on a verse. Sometimes I can kill it on the whole song. Sometimes it's just like, trust me, there's a lot of trash songs that are sitting on my computer that are waiting for a chorus, maybe a verse. I don't know.
Right.
It's just, because what I do is I don't throw it away. I just keep it for a later day, and I go back to it. There's some stuff I listened to. I was like, I wrote that garbage. I'm like, there was a reason why I trashed it.
Yeah. I go through old lyrics all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah. So moving on from your thing. So are you guys You and Big Bry with Big Dirty Scrubs. Are you guys working on an EP, an album, just singles?
So yeah, we're working on an album, but it's kind of I don't know, so like, all right, to put it, let's say, all right, some of your favorite ICP tracks are some of the sketches and shit that they do.
Yeah.
And the comedic kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff that people quote all the time.
Oh yeah, there's so many good, you know what I mean? There's so many between all the albums.
Like, you don't know about me, dog. I be gangbanging. It's just stuff like that. It's just silly. All that kind of stuff. I've always loved that kind of stuff. Cheech and Chong, Adam Sandler.
Yep.
You know, is all the people that put these like audio sketches together that are just pure gold comedy. And like, I want to, incorporate a lot of that into our music, or into our album anyway, where, you've probably got maybe an EP's worth of music, maybe a little more, but you're getting this also comedy gold.
Yeah,
so we're working on a lot of stuff like that.
Like, you know how I sent you the beats for the project?
Yes.
So I say for us, I mean, I'm not going to get into what everything's about, but I would say have you and Big Bry, right? Listen to there's 14 beats.
Yep.
We only really need like 7 or 8 for the songs.
Right.
The rest can be intros, skits. Because I want to do.
Yeah.
Even Nick's like, yo, when are we gonna do some skits in between the songs? Like,
yeah.
Because usually when we make them, like even when John's there, we kill it. Like for me, like one of my favorite skit intros that I've ever made since I came back was for the one I made about Jess, the Till Death Do Us Part.
Oh yeah.
When we're in the church.
Yep.
Nick's even in it talking.
Oh, is that Nick?
The one that goes, fuck those assholes, and he gets shot. Yeah. That's Nick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Nick. And then John's the priest. And then we were just making and those are actually Jess and I's real wedding vows, just changed to fit what we were doing.
Right.
But
that's cool.
It's pretty much, I would say 90% of it is our actual vows. But then we would just change it up a little bit. Jess had fun with it.
That's awesome.
She loved doing that. But yeah, but like, I get what you're saying, because I love doing all the different.
Yeah.
Because I like you, I want to make people laugh.
Yep.
And like, when we did the resuscitation intro, that intro was kind of crazy. You got monsters and we're going through an asylum and they're chasing us and there's all this crazy shit going on. And then we had John's buddy there, Ryan, that was talking. He kind of sounded like he didn't know how to read it. He just so, but we kept putting him in there just because like he was just goofy.
Yeah.
And it kind of sounded like we were listening to an audio book.
Well, not only that, it also gave it that kind of a, like B horror film.
Yeah.
Kind of feel to it. Yeah. That's, you hit the nail on the head with that. It was just awesome.
Yeah, because even Rich, one of the guys that owns the Haunt 13th World, when he listened to that, he goes, I feel like I'm listening to an audiobook. He's like, this is great. He goes, with all the different the songs and the intro, and he's like, this is awesome. And then when I made the EP for him, they loved it. A lot of the people, they didn't even know I rapped. And then they were like, what is this? They're like, oh, this is me. So they're listening and they're like, wow, you're really good. And they will love it, because like that one, you can't do it now because they've changed, sets. But when that first opened, you could put on a pair of headphones and enter the Haunt and listen through the whole EP, and it would be a story basically telling you through the whole trail.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy stuff going on. But now they've changed scenes, and so maybe there's a part 2 coming. I don't know. So, but yeah, dude, I got, like I was telling you, I got beats for days. I probably have 200-300 beats just sitting in a folder. Like that, like half of those beats, 7 of them are Gibbies and 7 of them are Renos.
Nice.
And I want to see without you knowing. I want to, when you guys listen to them, I want to see if you can pick out whose is whose.
Oh, I might be able to.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got distinct sounds.
Yeah, they do. They yeah.
I don't know that everyone could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but yeah, when you work with them as much as we do, you kind of guess who we can guess who's who. But I'm interested to see if any of them trick you.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Because some of them are gonna be like, "Oh, this is a Gibby beat," and I'm like, "No, this is a Reno beat," and you're like, "Whoa," and then vice versa. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
But yeah. So anyway, so for the people out there, I'm not going to tell you the name of the project. We're keeping that hush hush. I'm not going to tell you the story of it because we're still on. We're not 100% done with the story. We're almost. We've been figuring it out. But once we pick the beats, you know what I mean? There's one beat that's called Crazy Work.
Okay.
Right? Listen to that. And then the name of the project. That's what I was going to use the name of the project for that beat. But if you guys don't agree with that, then that's fine too. This isn't a Dr. Giggles project. This is a Dr. Giggles and Big Dirty Scrub. This isn't like me. I want you and
we've never done anything like this before.
I know, but I want you and Bri to have a say in what we
absolutely.
do. Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't want you guys to go, well, Giggles put this together and we're just doing what he says. But there could have been something on this song that was a little better and we didn't open our mouths and we should have. Like,
no.
Every step of the way, I want all of us involved in it like that. So that way, the three of us, when we make this, we go, we put together this amazing project and let it ride out.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm telling you, we're going to have a great time doing this. And I can't wait for the people to hear what we're doing, you know, when it comes, you know, because we'll get CDs. There's a company that I was given that you can get albums put on wax record, you know, vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to pay for it. They ship it directly to the customer. You don't have to carry any stock. I mean, you can buy it if you want, but the only, my dad texts me. He goes, "Don't forget about tomorrow, 10 to 12, with short service at 12." He goes, "I felt crappy all day. I think it has something to do with tomorrow." Okay. Whatever that means. Maybe he's in a little weird mood, maybe. I don't know. I'll call him.
The funeral?
Well, yeah, we got the funeral tomorrow for my aunt. Well, it's not like a funeral. It's 10 to 2 is the service, and then 12 o'clock is a prayer thing.
Okay.
And then that's it, done. They did that for my uncle, but they did it at night. It was weird that it's 10 to 12.
Huh.
Like, for a service. Like, it's all in one thing, you know? Like, there's no going to a... Because I think my aunt's getting cremated.
Right.
I think that's what's going on. I don't... I told you what happened to her, right? Like, where they found her dead and everything?
No.
Oh, I'll tell the story. It's just freaky. It's weird. So, my aunt was... You remember my cousin Keith?
Yes.
So, I don't know if he was there on the trip, the vacation, but his wife and probably the youngest son, Riley...
He went to a, didn't he? He was, did we see him at the Twisted Show? I think there's like a picture of all of us.
No, not him.
No,
you're thinking of my other cousin, Pat. He was with us at the first show at Liverpool. He died last year.
That's what I was thinking.
No. So my aunt was in upstate New York. They were on vacation. She all of a sudden goes, "I don't feel good." Calls her daughter, my cousin Lisa. They had literally just got home from New Hampshire. That's like, I don't know where they were, probably 4 hours away. Just got home. Says, can you come get Ma? She don't feel good. She just wants to go home and rest. Drives 4 hours to upstate New York, picks her up. They're driving, and then they stop at a rest stop, you know, go to the bathroom, check on my aunt. Dead. She fell asleep in the car on the way down, and then just passed away in the car.
In the car?
So then they called 911 there. So then now they weren't in Rhode Island. They were, I don't know, Connecticut, Mass, New York. I don't know where they were.
Oh, wow.
That part of the story, I don't know. So then they had to get the body transported to Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is craziness. But this is what it is. It's life. What am I going to do? There's no sense of me crying over it. She's gone. What am I going to do? I'll miss her, of course. I'm not gonna be
yeah, no.
I'm not gonna be like, fuck that bitch, I'm a man. No, it ain't like that, you know.
No, but I know what you mean.
She would not want me to be miserable, like upset about it. She knew how I was. I knew how she was. She loved the whole Dr. Giggles thing. You know what I mean? She had a stroke a couple of years ago. You know, droopy face. You know, speech wasn't as good. And even still, she'd still be listening, still supporting it. She's, you know, I love you. I love your music. I'll support you forever. You know, so for me, she's up there listening. Well, if she's listening to me, she probably went down south. She's partying with a blunt in her mouth. Good old Auntie Jerry. I remember, you know, years ago we used to smoke each other up back in the day. It was great, even before, you know, way before weed was legal.
Right.
It was always a good time.
That's fun.
But so anything you want to promote or anything, because we'll get out of here soon in a few minutes or so. But anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours.
I want to tell the people to keep listening and keep watching, because you never know when something's about to happen. I don't even know when something's about to happen. He don't even know when something's about to happen. So we don't know when it's about to happen. You got to keep watching. But regardless, this podcast had something to do with wrestling.
Yeah. What do you got to? Hey,
so I was just, how are you feeling about Night of Champions?
I would say most of it I enjoyed. Okay. Most of it. Not like I kind of felt the Queen of the Ring match, because I mean there was some botches, and I try not to let that ruin my experience, because it's in the heat of the moment. It's live. Like shit's gonna happen. But it kind of like turned me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of that. But like I knew, I had a feeling that Cody was gonna win. Right? I had that feeling Cody was gonna win, but I really wanted Randy to win. I really did. Only because, look, Randy's had the belt 5 million times too, but he hasn't had it in a long time. Like Cody just had it. He lost it at WrestleMania. Like, give somebody else a chance, like, to have a belt. You know what I mean?
Right.
I hate what TKO has been doing. You know what the best part about Night of Champions was? No advertisements all over the mat, the table.
Yeah,
the chairs,
that was nice.
It distracts me. I understand, because they were in, what is it, $3 billion in debt? Something like that. It was
kind of weird to see, because I went to the Raw before the Night of Champions. So, having all those advertisements on the mat was kind of weird. I'd never been to I haven't been to a live event in a long time. So, not since they started doing that anyway.
The ticket prices are ridiculous right now.
Yeah, and that's like I said. I think we talked about that. That I got mine. We got the tickets before Christmas.
You got lucky,
right? So they hadn't gone up, but yeah, we looked. That was the other thing. I don't know. Do they normally advertise like the next time they're coming to wherever?
Yeah.
And so they never did that.
Well, usually since I came back into wrestling and going to events, they don't say the next time they're coming back to that city.
Oh, they normally do. That's why we got tickets.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think we went to a SmackDown and they were like, we'll be back in Columbus for Raw. Scan this to get tickets now. And we were like, okay.
Oh, they don't do that in New England.
Oh, they do that. That's what I mean. They didn't do it this time. So,
yeah, that's how it's been since 22. They don't. No. Since I went like near the end of 22, I went to my first live event since the 90s.
Yeah.
And I went to a SmackDown with John and Jess. And matter of fact, that's where I bought the Bray Wyatt belt.
Oh, nice.
Like, it was $400. You can't buy it no more. It's like, if you want it, it's like $1,200 online now to buy.
Yeah.
Like, people selling it. And I'm like, I ain't ever selling that thing. Well, maybe if I need money down the road or something. But
why you've not hit the stage with that on your shoulder is beyond me.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm afraid, because there's a lot of wrestlers that also rap.
Yeah.
They may try to beat me up and take it.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I know. But, so I don't mess with it like that. But, yeah, they never do that. Because, like, I've actually traveled around New England to different shows, like either house shows or Raws or SmackDowns.
Right.
I've done Raw and SmackDown in Providence. I haven't done anything in Boston yet, but I did New Hampshire, Manchester.
Was that
New
a
Hampshire.
house show you went to at MSG?
Yeah, yeah. No.
Was it? No, was it
No, I did the one the day after Christmas, which was Punk's first match back.
Oh, that's right.
I did the house show there, but then I went to Raw this year at MSG.
That's right.
At Madison Square Garden.
You guys had the fancy table seats.
Huh?
You guys had the fancy table seats.
Well, that's because if you look at the tickets, the priority access thing, they do. I paid either $750 or $850 a ticket, $850, something stupid like that. But you got food, you got to meet wrestlers.
That's what I mean. They charge all that much, but they make it worth your while.
Yeah, I mean, and the food wasn't bad. They had burgers, chicken fingers. They had a whole bunch of stuff. They had all kinds of desserts. The only thing you had to pay for was booze. But all the soda and the lemonade and the water was all included all night long. Just go, hey, I like it. Okay, here you go, free. And then we met AJ Styles, we met Lyra, we met Penta. We missed out on Dakota Kai because the only complaint I have about that is they don't tell you when the superstars, you're in a closed off area.
Yeah.
So they could be like, hey, Dakota Kai's over here. So we didn't see because they had 2 photo things on each end of the room.
Oh.
So we saw Penta. We went to Penta. And the funny thing is, in the line, there was cookies. And then by the time we got the cookie and we were in Penta, it was time for us to see Penta. So if you look at that picture with me, Jess, and Penta, we're holding cookies. In the picture, holding them up with the cookies because Penta, he was cracking up laughing. He's like, in Spanish, he's like, cookie? He goes, I'm down with the cookie. Yeah, it was funny. AJ Styles is a lot shorter than you think he is.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, you can sell. I'm like 5'4", 5'5", my height.
Yeah.
He's not that much tall. He's
taller
than me, but he might be 5'8", 5'10".
No, it's always been he was held back in the beginning because of his size, and there's no doubt about it. But he persevered.
Oh, yeah, even
I'm not the biggest AJ Styles fan, but I respect talent.
Oh yeah, that dude. Like I love the phenomenal forearm when he hops up on the rope and he goes bam, and I'm like, that is badass. But anyway, back to Night of Champions. I love the craziness with the Punk and Cena match.
Yeah,
like you had Seth coming out, you had his crew coming out, messing with people and all. They're coming out and doing whatever, and then now the weird thing was you had Penta come out. I understand that, with Seth's crew. Right. But then Sami Zayn comes out. And I understand Sammy's got some stuff to do with Seth and whatever the name of the faction is.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that? I'm still not sold on that faction yet.
Oh no, not yet.
I don't know what they're doing because it feels like they're not. How do I put it? It's so
got 2 dudes named Braun in it. You got Bronson and Braun.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, plus the fact that you brought Bronson Reed in after he whooped Seth's ass. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
With all the tsunamis.
Yep.
Me personally, if I was Triple H, I wouldn't have. Braun Breaker, yes. Bronson Reed, and I love Bronson Reed. I'm not knocking him at all. I think he needs to go with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like another faction.
Yeah.
I feel he shouldn't be in a faction with Seth. He should be in a faction against Seth.
Well, and that's the thing. He's got that over Seth's head. And it's all storyline, but he's got that over Seth's head that he fucking whooped his ass.
Monday or whenever the hell. No, Monday, right? Seth had left.
Oh, the left the building, yeah.
And then Bronson and Braun Breaker, they're looking at it it looks like a turn's coming.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing this ooh, what do you mean he's not here? Ooh, whatever. I feel, this is my prediction with all that. When that, after Seth gets whatever, Braun Breaker is going to go against Seth and walk away with Heyman.
Oh, you think so?
Because I had been hearing rumbling. I mean, you can't believe everything you hear, on all the dirt sheets and everything because you don't know. But this is last year. They were talking about Braun Breaker being a Paul Heyman guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's been going on for a while. And I love Braun Breaker.
It's because of how much, I mean, honestly, how much does Braun Breaker remind you of like a young Brock Lesnar?
Oh, hell yeah. He's the new Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely. He just can't talk for himself.
No.
So it's the same kind of thing. He just needs a mouthpiece.
Yep.
And
he sucks at his promos right now.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's gonna get there.
He'll get there. Yeah. Yep. But they got all the reason in the world to push him to the moon.
Yeah, but Bronson Reed is another one that needs to get pushed to the moon. But
that's true.
I think he's in the wrong faction.
Yeah, absolutely. And he may break out. You know what I mean?
Because you know who I wanted. You're gonna laugh. Who I wanted to see go into that faction? Austin Theory.
Yeah, and he may.
Hey, what's up, Buddha's bastard boy? I'm not sure who that is, but hey, what up? He says, I'm hella late for this one, but here now, what's good? I thought that was good. The Solo winning the title.
Yeah.
Was that it?
That was Night of Champions. Yeah.
Yeah. I get so much stuff is going on. I can't keep up with it anymore.
But the title change was the tag team championships changed at SmackDown.
No, Raw.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it is Raw. My bad.
Yeah, because Judgment Day got him back.
Yeah. Right.
Well, because if you think about it, the tag team division in SmackDown is way better than it is on Raw.
Oh, yeah. And I think we saw something like that in the beginning when they separated them out. You're going to see more tag team on SmackDown. You're going to see,
Yeah, because I felt, even though I like the titles better, like the title itself in SmackDown, the design of it.
Oh, yeah.
I call the Raw ones the pizza title because it looks like
it's just a big circle.
Yeah, this looks like a cheese pizza.
Yeah. And I think they could have made it a little more like and they did kind of a little more like the world title. You know what I mean? But they could have done a little better with it than just a fucking
I was really hoping that the Winged Eagle belt was coming back.
Yeah, and it was cool to see it back that one night.
Oh, did you see that the one that was used for the storyline, Cody gave to Kevin Owens?
Oh, did he?
Well, you know how, I don't know if you know this, Cody has a podcast. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, I think it was this week it came out. It is, if you haven't watched it, it's phenomenal. The interview, it's like an hour and a half. It is a great interview if you like Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He's fun. He even calls out Cody and talks shit to Cody and everything.
I can't believe you didn't go up to him at the airport.
I know. And you know what? I found out, and I didn't realize this, but not for this. What was the last pay-per-view before this?
Money in the Bank.
All right, yeah. So Money in the Bank, you know me, and I like to do the auctions on Fanatics. I missed all of them. I'm like, I gotta skip some. I have so much stuff that I won from auctions that are in boxes because I don't have enough frames and enough wall space for it. I need a warehouse now. No, not really, but yeah, because we're actually redoing all this. This walls are coming off and putting new ones.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, wood, and I'm designing it now. But I want to fit more stuff. Like I want to bring back more music stuff into it, not just wrestling.
For sure.
A lot of wrestling. I mean, I got some giggle shit over there and some other stuff, but
my Wolfpack mask.
Yeah, that's actually want to see it. You can't, it's not on camera, but
oh yeah, there it is.
And then the other mask is signed by Ari from First Jason.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, see, I got the $1 Million Man belt. I got the Eagles belt that's signed by Charlotte Flair. And then I have that, see the tag belt, the red one?
Yep.
That's signed by Finn and Damian Priest when they had the titles. Awesome. And then that is $1 Million Man belt that's signed by LA Knight. They were doing this thing during an auction. It was a mystery box like thing, like a mystery titles. And they would open them live on air.
Oh, okay.
So, and I would do that because I got like, my thing that I do like to collect is mini helmets.
Okay.
So I got Royal Rumble that was an indie. I have Philadelphia Mania. I have a Oh no, wait. The Royal Rumble one is Jey Uso.
Oh, okay.
And then I have an R-Truth one. I have Chelsea Green, and I have JD McDonough signed mini helmets. You know, bobblehead.
Yeah.
I got bobbleheads. Bobblehead. I don't know. It's just something, because even Jess was like, "You just slow it down with buying shit. We ain't got room. We're gonna have the whole house full of wrestling on every corner of every wall." So I was like, "Yeah," but I said, "There's certain things like I don't need to buy many belts."
Right.
You know, I think me and Jordan I got like 12 belts or something.
Oh wow.
Like just all over the place. Because like I bought the female heavyweight champ for Jess, you know, the one that Rhea had. I have that hanging on a wall over there. And then I got the Cody one when Cody won the belt.
What are you drinking? Dragon Fruit Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's new.
Damn. I don't even think we have that.
Well, it's like you were showing me you had Jumpin' Jack Doritos.
Oh yeah.
They'd stop selling that shit around here.
Oh man.
I'm so mad. When they weren't putting it out, I shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie. The Jumpin' Jack Doritos are my favorite.
Well, I'll see if I can send some your way.
They don't sell them no more. They're mean. What a Buddha's bastard boy says. I used to be a huge wrestling fan, but I just can't get into the newer stuff. I'm just an old man who watches the old shit from back. That's kind of like how I left it.
Nothing wrong with watching the old shit. I was just watching the old shit on YouTube on the WWE Vault yesterday. I think it was the very first episode of Monday Night Raw.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, because that's starting until it moves over to Netflix. Eventually it's gonna move to Netflix. But yeah, I mean, I watched the old stuff, and I left watching wrestling before it became the Attitude Era, because I was sick of the clowny kid shit.
Yep.
And I was like, but at the same time, I started doing music. Think about it. I've been rapping since 1992.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I was starting to learn how to rap. I put all my time and effort into that. I didn't watch TV. There was no time for TV. I was learning a craft. You know what I mean? I was learning.
Yeah.
Everybody be like, "Why aren't you watching wrestling?" I'm like, "I'm doing this." You know, but then, you know, when ICP started getting into wrestling, you know what I mean, being on ECW, WWF, WCW.
You had to see
it. Put it on the website, and I'd go tune in.
Yep.
So only when they would say they were on, whatever they were on, that's when I would tune in.
So, do you remember? So ICP came out with the Oddities, right?
Yep.
Do you remember when they turned on the Oddities?
No,
that was in Columbus. I was there at that show.
Oh, but speaking of the Oddities, I have an Oddities jersey. Only 2 were ever made.
Oh, wow.
And I have the one that came off of Shaggy's back.
Came off of whose back?
Shaggy 2.
Oh, Shaggy's back.
Because you remember during COVID when they did the Patreon?
Yep.
And they were doing auctions.
Yep.
Well, they were 2 prototype Oddities jerseys. One for Violent J, one for Shaggy. It was the magazine, the WWF magazine cover of the Oddities with ICP in the cover. I have it in my closet.
Huh.
So somebody got Violent J's, and I got Shaggy 2 Dopes Oddities jersey. I can smell his cologne. It doesn't smell like it now, but now
at the time, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I even showed Jess. I'm like, "Here, smell it. This is what Shaggy smells like." And they're like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh shit." But anyway, yeah. So Columbus Oddities.
Yeah. No, it was a big deal. I was like super excited. I think I was maybe 14 at the time, maybe 15, maybe. Either way, ICP came out, and I was like, "Oh, awesome!" And then they turned on the Oddities and never showed up again. I was like, "Oh my god!" They were
off to what, WCW or ECW?
I think they took a break for a minute. I think, and then that they probably showed up in WCW. They were in ECW like Great Malenko times.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I know I seen them on it because I watched it. It just the year, you know what I mean? Whenever they said, "Hey, we're on this channel or whatever, and we're on this show," that's when I would tune in.
Big Rise in the chat making jokes.
Because like I remember when Violent J took the stunner from Stone Cold.
Oh yeah.
Back whenever the hell that happened. And you know that they're trying to.
That'd have been like 98.
Yeah, something like that. You know that. What's his name? The one that Bischoff.
Oh yeah.
He's been trying to get them in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, they should be. Well, I think they should be.
Last year when they were talking about it, he said that he believes that ICP should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And he goes, I'll help as best as I can get it. And then Triple H commented on one of the videos about it. And he goes, we'll be in touch.
That's awesome.
So I don't know when that's going to happen. But
no, but I think it's really cool, especially with, Violent J's got his health problems going on now. And,
yeah and no, because evidently the AFib thing ain't affected him now.
Well, that's good.
From what he did some interview and he talked about it, he goes, oh, it's all gone now. It takes time. You can get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed, but you can. Because it didn't work for
my
off
father. The NyQuil pills.
The what?
The NyQuil pills.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like when the rock star life will mess with you. I mean, think about it. Even when you and I were doing all these shows, we were still partying it up. Maybe not crazy like that, but we were.
Right. No, yeah.
We were living the rock star life. Now, I mean, we weren't out doing cocaine and shit, but you know what I mean? But we were.
Rock stars in our own minds.
Yeah. I mean, we were drinking, smoking weed, partying with everybody, just having a good time.
Yep.
So I don't see nothing wrong with that life.
Nope.
But I mean, there's people that go a little bit, not a little.
Yeah. No, there's definitely people that go too far.
Yeah. We were just having fun. Think about all the time that we have spent together over 20 years for sure.
Plus, think about all the time that we spent listening to Doughmaster spit his set the entire time we were in line for the autograph tent.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, remember that? Oh, yeah, because we went to the ICP thing.
He's like, make sure you come see my set. We're like, you just did it like 4 times.
Yeah, I know. Remember when we went, because you were with me. Remember we went to the thing, and then Violent J asked when I was going on.
Yeah, he was pissed that he missed you.
Yeah, people don't believe that.
No, I was there. I was there, and that shit happened.
They're like, you're full of shit. That Violent J was pissed. I'm like, JSCRUB was there. Like, I have a witness to this.
You got 2 witnesses.
Because remember,
if the other one was here, he
showed us his planner thing.
Yep.
He had wrote, watch Dr. Giggles. He had it right on his paper he showed us.
Yep.
Because I called him out. I'm like, you're full of shit. Well, something like that. I'm like, I think I said, why are you going to watch me?
He was like,
right here. I made some weird comment about it. But
I think you were on it like 120 and he had you marked at 220 or something like that.
Well, yeah, but the thing was when we
or maybe it was the wrong day.
Yeah, because when we were on, they were doing the seminar.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Time.
Yep.
And it's weird when you look, I mean, there wasn't like crazy thousands of people watching, but there was a good crowd. But you can't see it in the video because everybody was behind the camera. Remember, they were all jumping off the bus?
Yeah. Because there was trees right behind that.
Yeah. Because what do you call it? He climbed that tower to get the video.
Dirty J climbed the tower.
I wanted to see if we could get that angle down.
And sat like 40 feet closer to the sun for us.
Yep. I was like, damn.
That was like, it was 120 degrees there, no doubt. Like,
yeah, it was officially 107 when we were on stage.
Yeah.
That's what, because Class.
And that's not counting heat index.
Yeah, because remember Class came up to us after?
I think Shy One was on before us.
Well, no. He walked up to us because he watched him.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, you're a crazy fuck. You wearing that whole outfit, and it's 107 degrees out here. He goes, I don't know how you do that.
Because we love it.
I'm like, that's what I got to do.
Yep.
But, all right, it's almost 9 o'clock.
All right.
Well, hey, we're definitely going to do this again.
Absolutely.
We'll do it 1,000,000 times. I heard y'all were bogarting all the hot dogs at the gathering. You know it.
Do you remember that, though?
No.
So Dirty J had brought that grill.
Yeah, I remember the grill.
And I had brought this big pack of hot dogs.
Yeah, I remember the hot dogs.
We set up the grill, and it was late at night. And we set up all the hot dogs, and it was like The Walking Dead came out of the trees. And like everyone was circled around us like, you gonna come off on some of them hot dogs? And we were like, nope. And they all just disappeared.
Oh, remember we woke up in the one morning, and there was a drunk chick right outside the tent?
That was a drunk dude that tried to get in our tent.
Oh, I thought it was a chick.
No, it was a dude. So in the middle of the night, I heard the fucking zipper zip, and I looked, and it was some fuck getting in there. I was like, get the fuck out. And he's like, I'm just looking for somewhere to sleep, and I just smacked him. Zipped the fucking thing down and went back to sleep.
Yep.
So we woke up the next day, and he's like, there was a tree right next to our tent, and he was slumped up against that tree. We left and did something, then came back, and dude was gone, but he left his backpack. And all that was in it was a towel and some ketchup.
Oh, I don't remember the towel.
Oh, yeah, because we thought for sure if there was a towel, there was going to be like soap or something. Nope, ketchup.
Oh, I remember Hepatitis Lake.
Yep.
Oh, God.
It didn't even have that name when we were there.
No, it was after.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the next year. And that was, I don't know if you remember, that is when all the fish died in that little pond.
Yep.
And somebody took the fish and threw it and hit Jake the Snake Roberts in the face with it during a wrestling match.
Yep. And Kevin Nash came out pissed.
Oh, because of that?
Yeah. We're trying to entertain you guys. And he blew his quad and was gone.
Yeah, see, Big Bright, ketchup over body wash.
That's true.
Yeah, just lather and ketchup. And then you can say, eat me, baby. Oh, God. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Give it up. Give it up for my boy, JSCRUB. Give it up for JSCRUB. And anybody out there, even if you're watching this later or anytime, any other people you'd like to see us interview, let us know, because I know I'm working with the Rhode Island Championship Wrestling. We're going to have a bunch of those wrestlers on the show. Plus, they got a show coming up in August in Woonsocket, Rhode Island coming up. So I want to get, they're really cool dudes. Like watching that, they've been putting out videos from that show that I went to at the bar. And it's like a cheese entertaining, like good independent wrestling.
Yeah.
Most independent wrestling is kind of little cheese. You got to have the cheese.
You got to have the cheese.
You gotta, because to help make it, entertaining.
But I've been to some ones that don't even have the cheese. They don't got nothing. They don't even got the bun.
Yeah, no, there's some I watched. It's terrible.
Oh gosh.
And then I was really entertained because like we went, we didn't know what we were gonna get. We didn't know what was gonna happen. We didn't know. And then all of a sudden we go and we're like, wow, this is great. Like we enjoyed it. So it's gonna rock out. Now that, especially that you were the first guest, and we went off without a hitch. You realized we didn't have really any no audio issues. Nope. Everything worked
that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that works. But anyway, JSCRUB, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for being on, and thank you guys for watching. And until next time, everybody, get those scalpels up. Peace.